Hello, hello, hello. Very cold Pup in the Life. Almost freezing. Actually, not almost freezing, but actually freezing outside. But we're always here, having our walks, enjoying our time together, and sharing stuff with you guys. So, Mom has been reading this book by Michael Pollan called How to Change Your Mind. Now, this book is really interesting, but it's not the first one that Mom reads from him. And this was a long weekend, and so Mom got ahead and read a bunch. Good deeds of 2025. And she's reading this book, entering 2025 with this book, actually. And turns out this book, How to Change Your Mind, is not about actually changing your mind like in a metaphorical sense. It is about changing your mind, talking about psychedelics. So, of course, it's a very scientific book. I wouldn't recommend it to most people if you're not really interested in the topic of altered conscience. But the truth of the matter is that Mommy's reading that out of curiosity about the matter. So was kind of interested even before. But there was something that can be applied in what she read in the book to life and business in general. So there is this instance and this kind of co-protagonist. One is the actual author of the book was Michael Pollan. And then there's the second, so the co-protagonist is Paul Griffiths, who's actually one of the lead scientists in psychedelic science that there is. And this guy is a pretty interesting character that keeps asking Pollan questions that Pollan hasn't really got the answer to, maybe because he's never tried psychedelics. And the most interesting thing about it is that at some point, Griffith asks, "Are you aware that you are aware?" And Pollan is like taken aback a bit from the question, and he's asking himself how to answer correctly to the question itself. And he says yes. And Griffith says, Pollan actually says that Griffith seems content, and that he keeps asking for, he then, not keeps asking, but he gives him a coin, and on the side of the coin there actually is psilocybe, which is the magic mushroom that you probably have heard about, if not tried. Well, it's called psilocybe in in science, and apparently Griffiths thought that being aware of being aware was a good answer. But there is a question about it, and the question is, do you think that people around you, or how many people around you do you think are aware that they are aware? Now, I'm a dog, so I'm not aware of myself, but there was an actual study that was conducted on a dog that knew how to press those buttons where dogs would talk to humans. I use them as well, but I'm better doing something else that is like, for example, scent detection training, rather than communicating through the buttons. But I use them, to ask for attention from Mom. And so I tend to use them, and this dog was able to communicate like through more than 40 different buttons. And at some point, the dog started pushing why and the name of the dog, which was, I think, Bunny. So why Bunny? So basically an existential question. He was not questioning his name. He was questioning his own being. Why? Because we as dogs are not aware of being aware, usually, but we can grow. This is what we're trying to understand with science. So the key point here is, given that you humans can be aware of being aware, how many of the people that you know do you think are aware of being aware? Yes, they are aware of being aware, but at what level are they aware of being aware? And now this goes into explanation of the market that is typical and paramount in startups, for example, because if you think about how a startup enters the market, usually you enter the market with a solution that not everyone, or not even not maybe most of the people, know that exists. Maybe they don't even know they have the problem. So it means they're not aware of being aware. Now, there is a way of communicating to these people and marketing to these people, but it's not the episode that, like the topic of the episode. The thing is that if you think about it that way, you're not just communicating to people that are aware, that maybe are even aware of competitors' solutions. You're communicating to people that aren't even aware of being aware. And now you don't need altered states of consciousness to get to understand that. It takes some basic questions, sometimes not even questions if you're paying for ads. So the key point is here. You're not aware, as just like anyone else might be in your market. You can be in some market. You're not aware of being aware, you know. And the thing is, you don't know you have a problem yet. So how do we deal with that? Remember when we first talked about how mom's job as a CEO is mainly, yes, execution, but it's always like education, not of the market itself. That's kind of bold to say, but education of everything that basically relates to her market, around the market, not to the actual people, but like to just shed a light on things and not just try to sell everyone everything. And just be aware of the fact that it takes time, and how with startups, you're buying time from your investors through money. You're not buying a solution. Money is never a solution, because if you need money, and we take that from our side too, it means something is not going at the way you're expecting, which is okay. Everybody messes up, but you're buying time to solve problems, but money is not the solution to your problems. It's a way through which you can wait until you solve your problems and they're fixed for good. So you're buying time. Now, money doesn't give you the solution, but it gives you the hedge to test on potential solutions. This is what's most important to explain to wannabe founders, especially the first time they try to raise money, whether it's from venture or even from angel investors. You're trying to buy time and maybe even skills, which is why angel money is so good, because it gives you skills that you wouldn't even have with venture most of the times. And so you can explain it to the people around you. You can explain it to your investor. You can explain it to whomever needs to hear it. You are probably living, at least from one side, the situation through which you find people that are not aware of being aware. And there's no other way for you to just educate as much as you can. And so what's the solution again? It's doing more reps and doing it better, because that's the way you tackle a similar issue. There's no other way, because if you would be tackling it in another way, it would mean you already know the solution. You already you do have enough of a market. You do have enough of results, which if you're in a market in which many people, just like most of them, are not aware of being aware, well, there is lots of work to do. And if you don't do it, guess who is going to do it? Yes, somebody else. On another note, please always remember, you're not buying the money because the money solves the problems. The money gives you the hedge and the mental clarity and the maybe relaxedness a bit to fix your mistakes with solutions that you already have in mind. That might be just temporary, that might be true, might be false, might be good, might be bad, might be right, might be wrong. It really depends. And they're probably going to change. But that's all there is. So we did a great journey. We started a journey from psychedelics and we got to investing. But cool. For now, big comeback day. Are you aware of being aware? Maybe we will do an episode of money doesn't solve your problems. You're raising because of this, because of that. But we'll see. Let us know if you want us to expand the topic. And anyways, how about for now, sending you lots of kisses, hugs, and a bit of barks. Good cat back. Bye.